My God, that Mark Zuckerberg guy is he is just like an enigma. You know what I mean? He's just very, very unsettling. There's just something about him I just can't put my finger on, dude. And welcome back to $3 Down, ladies and gentlemen. But there's just something about this guy. It's like not everything is right with him. You know, something's just not quite right with this guy. Like literally, I don't know. Memes aside, no joke. There's something up with this guy, dude. I don't know what's going on with this Mark Zuckerberg guy, but he does not look like a real human being, dude. He just does not look real. Seriously. Very odd. Have you seen the picture of Mark Zuckerberg like wakeboarding or whatever that's called, dude? He's like on a little surfboard thing being dragged along by a boat, and his face, why is his face like a completely different color than the rest of his body? Like a drastically different color, dude. He's just not like tanned or anything. He literally tanned in reverse, dude. The rest of his body is like darker, and then his face is like pale. What's up with that, dude? Like, oh, well, what? Like, is it some sunscreen or some nonsense? How much sunscreen did he put on? That's not just some sunscreen, dude. That is synthetic. That has to be some synthetic synthesis nonsense. I don't know, man. Good lord. I hope this isn't body shaming or whatever. But I mean, there's just something about this guy, dude. Good lord. You know, I walked into my house when I got home from work and I saw my mom and dad cooking up some dinner. I asked them, what's going on in here? What you guys cooking up? My mom says she's making some Hasselhoff potatoes. Some Hasselhoff potatoes. I was like, what in God's name are Hasselhoff potatoes? And my dad corrected her and said she meant to say Hasselback potatoes. Hasselback potatoes. I'm pretty sure that's what they're actually called. They're called Hasselback potatoes, and they're actually really good, dude. If you've never had Hasselback potatoes, you should try it. It's literally just, you take a whole potato, whole russet potato or whatever, and you make little individual slices on the potato without cutting the potato all the way through. If that makes sense, dude. It's kind of like a football. You cut it in a way so that it doesn't cut all the way through, but there's individual slices along the length of the whole potato, dude. Then you bake it or whatever, and it's actually really good. She made some like butter sauce with it that had like lemon juice, garlic, and a whole bunch of other nonsense, dude. And it all just like dripped in between the individual grooves of the Hasselback potato. It's actually really good, dude. Caught me off guard when she said Hasselhoff potatoes. I was like, whoa. All right, now, Jesus Christ, dude, Hasselhoff. Come on now, Hasselhoff potatoes. Good lord. But they're really good. If you've never had Hasselback potatoes, try it. We had Hasselback potatoes, some Brussels sprouts, and a pork loin. My dad went all out on that pork loin. That pork loin was actually really good. He put some like pineapple nonsense on it, dude. And I was a little hesitant to try it because when I saw him making it, he was putting a lot, and I mean a lot of pineapples on that pork loin, not potatoes. He put a lot of pineapples on that pork loin, dude. It was actually a little scary witnessing that. I was like, oh boy. Oh God, this might be a little bit too sweet. I don't know. But it was actually really good. It wasn't sweet. It had a nice hint of sweetness, but it wasn't overbearing, and it wasn't sickeningly sweet. It was actually really good, dude. Nice and juicy, nice and tender, incredibly moist. Really good, dude. Just an overall solid 10 out of 10 dinner, dude. More than solid. Good lord. With the Brussels sprouts too. Brussels sprouts are great, by the way. Good lord. I don't know why throughout your entire childhood all these cartoons portray Brussels sprouts as like the ultimate child enemy. You know what I mean? In the food world, everyone hates Brussels sprouts. Why? Why is that? Brussels sprouts are great, dude. They're awesome. Literally, as a kid, I never had Brussels sprouts as a kid, but I would see on TV all these cartoons and whatnot. Brussels sprouts for dinner? No, dude. Try Brussels sprouts. They're actually really good. It's like little balls of cabbage, dude. It's great. This is really all I can say about it, dude. It's just a solid vegetable. Really good. If you've been eating the same vegetables over and over again and you feel like having a little bit of variety in your life, try up some Brussels sprouts, dude. Make a Hasselback potato, a Hasselhoff potato. Good Lord. Really good. Does anybody else just like really, really enjoy key changes in songs? Key change. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, dude. A key change in a song. Now, remember, I mentioned it many times, but I really like power metal. And it seems to be like a staple in the power metal genre to have some key changes in your song. It's really good, dude. It's great. I love that nonsense. I love singing along to these songs, dude. And it's always fun trying to hit those high notes. I can't do it. I can't. But it's always fun. I'm in my car and I'm just blasting some power metal, dude, and trying my best to to sing along with it when they're hitting those high notes. I'm like, good God, dude, what in the world? I'm breaking my voice trying to do it, but I'm having a grand old time, dude. Those key changes are awesome. A song could be like terrible all the way through. I'm sitting there listening to it like this is the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life. Then at the end, like the last 30 seconds of the song, they hit us with a key change, dude. A key change. And I'm like, oh boy. My God, I take back everything I just said about this song. This is the greatest song I've ever heard in my entire life. Let's do it. Let's do it, dude. Add it to the playlist. There we go. Good Lord. I love key changes, man. They're great. Really good. And I'm really happy that it's like a staple in the power metal genre. I feel like they should be more common in other genres as well, to be honest, man. Like, come on now. Come on. I don't see them enough in other genres, unfortunately. It's a shame, man. I don't know why. It's great. Good Lord. That's why what's that one song? Father Time, Where Are You Now by Majestica. That song is literally, that should be the figurehead for key changes in power metal. That song right there, dude, good Lord. I mean, it's not the absolute greatest song in the world, but because of the key changes, it's top tier in my book, dude. It is absolutely top tier. Good Lord, dude. I love me some key changes. It's getting really cold outside. Really cold. I think they said it's supposed to get down into the 30s tonight. It was really cold during the day. I was at work and I got smacked in the face by a mega headache out of nowhere. So I'm just sitting there, I got my beanie on and I'm just like pulling the beanie down over my eyes because it's bright out there. Well, I was in a warehouse, but it's bright in the warehouse. I was trying to pull the beanie down so that like the lights wouldn't jack me up too badly. But I have to keep going outside to get to a certain area. And every time I stepped outside, I would get slapped in the face by cold wind, thus increasing the sheer pain and agony in my skull. I was like, oh my God, dude. Every time, just a thumping, pulsating, undulating headache residing within my temples. And then I go outside, bone-chilling wind smacking me in the face, and it's just like absolutely elevating the headache to 10, dude. I'm like, oh my God, let me go home, dude. I tried to take a nap at lunch to try to ease the headache a bit. I couldn't even go to sleep because the pain was so unbearable, dude. It was so painful, I couldn't even drift off into unconsciousness. It was just omega pain, dude. The wind wasn't helping at all. Way too cold outside. I got my beanie on, and then I got my hoodie on. I got the hood over the beanie and the little strings on the side of the hood where you pull them and it like closes up the hood around your face. I have that pulled all the way to make sure absolutely no wind gets by. I got my face mask on and I'm like huffing and puffing into the face mask so that my breath, the hot air from my breath like bounces back from the mask to my face to try to keep my face warm. And I'm like, Jesus, dude, this is a chore. This is an absolute journey right here. Good God. It was a journey going from my warehouse to the parking lot to my car, dude. It felt like I was on a crusade, an absolute expedition. It's literally like a 30-second walk, but it felt like 30 hours, dude. Good God. It's rough out there. It's very cold. Good Lord. But I love the cold, man. I do love the cold, even though the way I just described it, it sound like I would hate the cold, but I love the cold, dude. Give me the cold any day of the week. Instead of the heat, the raw heat, dude. Ugh. I hate heat. I hate sweating in the summertime. I hate the mosquitoes, the bugs that come with it. Nah, I'll take nice and cold over searing heat any day of the week. Good Lord, dude. Yo, does anybody else kind of dislike those Taki chips? I used to like them a lot, like a lot. But then I recently had a bag and I was like, why did I like these so much? These really aren't that good, dude. And the problem I have with Takis is after you eat a certain amount of them, the roof of your mouth gets absolutely devastated by these things, dude. Like my gums get raw after I eat just like half the bag, dude. And I'm like, oh my God. And I don't get like that with any other chips. These Takis, they're so hard and so jagged. When you bite into them, they turn jagged and they just destroy your gums, dude. I don't know if this is just like a me problem, but every time I'm experiencing this just pain in my mouth every time I eat them, dude. Plus the excessive amounts of seasoning on them, my gums start to get like cut. They get cut, and then the seasoning like makes its way into my gums, and then it's just pain. And it's like, dude, what is this? I'm supposed to be enjoying these chips. Good Lord, not getting absolutely eviscerated by them. My mouth is just getting cut up into oblivion by these chips. See, I don't have this problem with like those Chester's hot fries, the Chester's one. Those are really good, dude. Those are like just nice and straight, as in like the shape of the chip is just like a French fry, but they're not so hard and they don't become so jagged where they tear your mouth up. You know what I mean? They're soft enough where you can easily just like mush it up. I know that sounds gross, but I mean, that's how it is. You mush it up really quick and then you just eat it, dude. It's not cutting up your mouth and it's not turning into little jagged forks in your mouth, absolutely eviscerating you. It's awesome, man. I love hot fries. Same thing with the puffs, the hot puffs. All these chips, by the way, I'm talking about the hot variation. I don't eat the normal like cheese ones. I don't like the cheese one. They got to be the hot version. So that's what I'm talking about in this case for all these chips. The hot puffs, the Chester's hot puffs, those are really good as well. It's kind of like the same deal with the hot fries, where they're soft enough but not super soft, where it's like just like, I don't know, like marshmallows or some nonsense, but they're soft enough where they mush up real easily and they're not cutting your mouth up, dude. The normal hot Cheetos, the normal ones, those can be a little rough. They can be, just because of their shape. Like some of them are just like absolutely jagged into oblivion and they could destroy your mouth, but they're not too bad. They're not too bad. The Takis ones though, dude, those are, I don't like them too much anymore, dude. I don't really dig them. Good Lord, I don't know what happened. I used to like them a lot, like a lot. My mom would give me bags of Takis for Christmas because I liked them so much. That would be my Christmas gift, getting a bag of Takis, a big bag of Takis. I remember that year. I got a big bag of Takis for Christmas, dude, but I was happy because I liked them a lot. Then I forgot about them, but then I saw them in the store. I was like, whoa, I remember these. Yeah, let's get that. Let's take them home. I ate it, and I was like, ugh. Not too sure about this, boss. Not too sure about this. Tastes all right, but I mean, it just destroyed my gums, man. It was brutal. But that's going to do it for me today. But before we leave, we must recommend a song. We must suggest a song. Let's see, dude. Yesterday, the previous episode, we tried suggesting a song which title was not in English, and we butchered it into oblivion, and I got harassed about how I absolutely devastated the title of that song. So let's try to find one that's in English that's still really good. Let's see, dude. Let's see. What do we want to recommend? We are going to recommend Down at McDonald's by Electric Six, dude. Down at McDonald's by Electric Six. This is quite possibly the best song to blast while driving, while just cruising on vacation. Just blast some Down at McDonald's, dude, and have a grand old time. Just sing along with the song over and over and over again, dude. Have a grand old time. This song is really good. Down at McDonald's by Electric Six. Remember, the McDonald's has a Z at the end, not an S. Down at McDonald's. Really good song, man. But that's going to do it for me today. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to share this podcast on social media. And when this video is up on YouTube, if you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe. Thank you very much for listening once more, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.